Greetings. So I'm going to make this little video, and it has to do with the video that I'm going to publish at the same time. And that video is about 20 minutes, and I'm making this video as kind of a condensed version of it. Basically, in the other video, it goes through Josephine's journal and is very repetitive. She talks about cutting out her children, getting Henry locked up in a jail or mental institution for a psychological evaluation, arresting him for embezzlement from his own trust, which is absolutely absurd, getting the children away from the property, and basically more or less trying to take everything for herself. So instead of everybody having to watch 20 minutes to understand what I just told you in about a minute, I figured I'd just make this video and really ask the question, because she goes into a courthouse and swears out all of these allegations against her children, her husband, and the court goes along with her for the most part. But yet, Henry, an 87-year-old Korean War veteran, can't go into the same courthouse and get right and justice done for himself. And situations like this really not only teach ourselves, but it teaches our children and the next generation that if you do wrong, if you do bad things, you might be rewarded for it. And that's the type of society we've chosen to create and we've chosen to live in. And it's really our choice. I have the saying that I've said to people for a really long time, and that is, do you know who owns the future? It's the people who plan on it. The people who plan on the future own the future, and they know what the future holds. And too many people, in my opinion, are not planning on the future. They're not actively trying to create it. So really, we have to decide what type of government and what type of society we wish to form, and we, the people, have to institute it. And if the public servants are not instituting the government that we wish to have, if they aren't instituting the society that's right and fair and goes along with the morals of everyday people, then we should alter it. We should get people in those positions who will do that. And it's going to be a really, really hard uphill battle because, in my opinion, it's the system itself that's inherently corrupt. So there was a really, really good, interesting study that I watched on YouTube the other day, and it was talking about, instead of having elected officials, appoint people from different parts of society and only allow them to have 1 or 2 year terms, so that you have, if there's 40% poor people, you have 40% appointed from poor people, like from poor neighborhoods, from economically deprived areas. If you have 10% of highly economic wealthy people, then you have 10% appointed from highly economically wealthy people to represent their interests. And because they can't get re-voted in, the study was basically talking about it worked out really well because they wouldn't do things like pass laws saying that nobody else can do insider trading except for congressmen and senators. So when people don't have that economic gain, when people don't have that ability to only be in it for themselves, to use their situation only to improve their own pockets or their own ambitions, then things tend to go a lot better for the average everyday people. So I just wish to read this real quick before I end this video. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government. And I don't believe that we should abolish the government, but I do believe that we should alter it. And when a woman like Josephine can go down to a courthouse, say lies, and then have charges brought up on other people that now they have to defend themselves from. And most people go and get an attorney, and why should you have to spend thousands of dollars on an attorney to tell a man with a law degree who sits up on a bench, a judge, why should you have to spend thousands of dollars on an attorney to explain to that guy why you're right and she's wrong? It makes absolutely no sense. And if she can do that consistently, time and time and time again, but the people cannot go and get redress when their rights get trampled on by the man in a black robe, the judge sitting up on the bench, by Thomas McAvoy Britton, when that man is trampling on the people's rights, and they cannot go down to that same courthouse with numerous witnesses and verify a complaint against him, there is something very, very wrong, and we should do something about it. Thank you. I am just conspiracy, and I just wish to conspire with other good people of this planet to leave a better world for future generations than the world we all grew up in. Now Henry Ramo has gotten this notice where they are threatening to press criminal charges and possible arrest on him for not accepting an unlawful process. This unlawful process has to do with the case where Thomas McAvoy Britton, acting as judge, had a conflict of interest, arrested Henry Ramo, who was a party to the action, so that he could not speak in court, and ruled in favor of the plaintiff, who had an unverified false bill. Is this the type of society you wish to live in? Remember, silence is consent. So say something. Do something. Speak about it. Share this. Post it. Get people involved. Otherwise, this could happen to you, and nobody would care. Thank you.
The state of North Carolina helped Josefina-Coca Ramo rob me of my property.
State of North Carolina allowed Josephine Ramo to rob me of my property.
The state of North Carolina allowed Josephine Ramo to rob me of my property.
The state of North Carolina helped Josephine Ramo rob me of my property.
I think that they're just, I hate to say it, they're useless to me, and they're useless to themselves. They don't have opportunities, and they don't grasp them. They just, I don't know what happened to them. They just grew up, I thought they were going to be men, babies. They expect you to still be their father and take care of them like they're children. They're adults. They can't even take care of they couldn't take care of their wives. They couldn't take care of their kids.
So the hateful and anxiety was
I think
not against me then?
No, because I felt sorry for you for listening to them. That's all I felt for you.
So you think I was controlled by them?
Definitely. Controlled because you wanted to be controlled. Because you thought they were going to help you. I don't know how you thought they were going to help you. Because so far your house, our house, went into foreclosure. The trust is kaput. The money's in New York, you can't get. Everything's gone. And is that what they want? Because they don't have anything? They don't want us to have anything? This is something wrong with them. They're not even thinking right.
So if you wish to see justice for Henry Ramo, an 87-year-old Korean War veteran, or if you believe that no man should be above the law, and that no man should be beneath the law, Or, if you just wish to follow us and see what videos we'll be coming out with in the future, you can go to jcshamanandbaba.com. Scroll down here to the bottom, put in your name and email address, and then you can subscribe for email updates and stay in contact with us. Or you can email us at jc.s.baba30@gmail.com. Thank you for watching the video, and please stick with us. We'll have more to come.